Hello, my co-teachers and assistants. I thought before the year started, we would just practice a couple of things to get our pronunciation in line. And so I'm going to start with the short vowels, okay? So the letter A, the short sound of the letter A, the primary short sound for the letter A is A for apple. All right. It's not ah, that's the O, or that's how we might think of it sometimes because we spell ah like this, but that's actually the sound uh. A with the H is a little bit different. And we also have the nasal A when it's next to the N or the M. But I just want to think about the regular, traditional, proper short sound of the letter A, which is ah. Notice the shape of my mouth, it's pretty big. Ah. My tongue is starting to stick out just a little bit. Ah. So there's so many tricky things about the letter A. That's why it's always best, I think about the word that carries that same sound. So when I'm trying to produce the sound ah, I think of the word apple, and I'll remind the students about apple when I do that. The next one is the letter E, and the short sound for the letter E is eh, eh. My mouth is only halfway open, eh, eh. So you can think about the bar that goes halfway across the E and think about your mouth as being half of an A, like an E. Whatever helps you to remember. And I use the keyword, whoops, I just lost it. Someone's going to get that for me. So I'll be right back with that, but I'll show you the word. Here's the word egg. Here is my little pretend wooden egg. Not a great egg, but anyway, it reminds me to say eh, 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 egg, egg. All right. The next vowel sound is the I, and that's pronounced I, I, I. So it's half of the mouth open like the I, except my lip comes up. For I, and you can see the gum line on the top line of my teeth. So that's the key word is in. So think of the key word. In, like the basket goes, or the basketball goes in the basket, in the basket. So to make the correct sound, think of the key word that will produce that sound. In. The next vowel is the O. And look at how big my mouth is. Ah. It's the biggest stretch of the mouth for any of these vowels. Ah. Different from ah. Ah. My tongue's coming out a little. You can see my teeth, but no, my teeth are covered. Ah. And I have been using the keyword October. And what I like about it is it has the short O, ah, and the long O in it, O, showing the two different sounds of the letter O. And I'll usually show a calendar page, October. But I am thinking about switching to a different keyword, a word that might be easier. Since we have I for the letter I in, I was thinking of switching to on, which is an easier word for them to spell, just two letters. And the ball is on the basket. In, on, it makes sense. It carries through with a theme. Those prepositions are pretty good. So whichever one you want to use, October or on is fine. Just distinguish it from the A. The A is apple. The O is on or October. And that brings us to the U. And the short sound is uh, uh. And I have been doing two things. I've been saying, oh no, that's for the long. What am I doing? I got confused. So don't worry if you ever do. All right, so I use up, up. Look at my mouth. It's 3/4 of the way open. It's bigger than an I or an eh, not as big as the ah or the ah, but it's And you can see the bottom part of my jaw and lips start to come up when I do it. I start out uh, and my jaw sort of relaxes and it comes up a little bit. So I think that would make really good sense to have in, on, up, in, on, up. Makes a nice sort of, I don't know, theme of prepositions for those last three vowels. All right. So that's the way I want you to pronounce them. Let's do a quick test out of order. This one is that's right. This one is like up. This one is apple. And this one, I lost it. Oh, I dropped it. Did I drop it? Where's my, nope, here it is. This one is eh. Now let's put them in order. Ah, eh, eh, ah, All right. The vowels are tricky for our students, so I thought that it wouldn't be bad for us to spend 5 minutes just practicing distinguishing those sounds ourselves. Okay, I hope that's helpful. I'll see you in class. Mm, mm.